Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video on Bitcoin. Just your daily update. It's a bit of a weekend update as well. Tomorrow we will do a really deep dive as well on all of the economic events and next week, because we do have some very important economic events with the inflation rate coming out again, and then on Thursday we got initial jobless claims again, and then on Friday. Nothing. I thought we had something on Friday as well, but that's it. But we'll go in depth about that tomorrow. But still today I'll talk about that briefly as well, and we'll just talk about everything you need to know, at least in my in my humble opinion and according to my analysis. So that's what we'll do. Now, before we dive into that, though, I do want to mention briefly that I have my own premium trading group in which I share my own trades as signals, but you also gain access to a chat room full of traders, which is very valuable, and my trading guide. So if you are interested in that, consider checking it out via the links down in the description. But for now, let's get into Bitcoin. So the situation, like obviously Friday, yesterday morning, we actually did have some movement, and that was also expected. I mean, if you followed my analysis yesterday, you knew that it was most likely that Bitcoin would fall back down, since it's basically, after all of the crashes of mid-August, basically Bitcoin has been in this consolidation for most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time, with a bit of a bullish breakout right here. And then apart from that, obviously also a bullish breakout right here after some bullish news. But yeah, so now it's waiting. Look, we had that bearish momentum, and now we're in a consolidation, which can be both a continuation pattern or a reversal pattern. So that's the main thing we need to know. Like, will we reverse from here, which would look something like this? So a bullish breakout above 26,400, resistance at 27,000, and then going all the way up to 27,500 again. Or will it be a continuation, and will we see some sort of a bearish breakout below 25,600, followed by a move down to 25,000 and 24,700, which I think the most likely scenario is, for multiple reasons. I mean, I've said that countless times, but if this is one of the first Bitcoin videos you watch from me, basically September usually is a very bearish month. And then apart from that, I also do think that if you zoom out enough, you can see that this is a downtrend. So that's also what's going on right now. The market structure is still bearish, and you always have to assume kind of that the market structure will continue unless some sort of a major support has been found, but I also don't think that's true. Like, you could argue that from 25,000 we could reverse and become bullish again, but now from like 25,600, I doubt it. But yeah, so there's that. The economic situation, if we talk about the dollar strength index is still moving up, which is also bearish for Bitcoin. So I don't want to be too bearish and too pessimistic, but you do expect from me that I'll tell you what I think and what I see in my analysis. All right, you expect me to be realistic. And if I'm being realistic right now, sure, we could still, Monday is quite volatile usually, we could still on Sunday to Monday see moves up to 26,400. We could even stay in this consolidation for another week. But in the end, I think it's more likely that we'll see a bearish breakout and a move down to 25,000. That could also be like, usually the inflation rate has its effects, but it's hard to really gauge that right now. So like I said, tomorrow, once we have seen a little bit more movement and once we know how much volume is in the markets, because if the volume, for example, drops down very low, which it's dropping right now, but it's not very low yet. But if that's very low, then there's a higher chance of volatility, because then it's easier to manipulate the markets. So things like that, we'd have to wait for that. But tomorrow, I think we can have a little bit more of a clear image of how the inflation rate might affect Bitcoin's price as well. So I'll see you then. But before that, I do want to wish you a great weekend, of course, and thank you for watching. So bye.